What's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston, and I'm not supposed to be doing this because I've been targeted, censored, and it does happen. So see how I just used the entire title in that little soliloquy I just kicked out? So it took me a while to figure this one out. You know what I mean? I put out the video about being targeted, and people were like, that's so brave, and this and that. Well, actually, it wasn't, because I waited a long time to put this out, and I got thousands. I'm talking thousands of emails from people asking me to cover this, and I wouldn't, because in my rationale is I didn't want these guys to know that what they were doing was actually working. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is currently. It's funny, out of all the emails that I get from YouTube, here's one I got today, which I just found very odd. It says, I've been a creator since 2010, 67 uploads, subscribers, likes, comments, blah, blah, blah. They act like they're cool when all they're doing is literally leading the charge on censorship, because unlike many channels, I am completely and totally convinced that we need to use the social media until the wheels fall off. Do you see what I'm saying? Look where you are right now. Look what channel you're on right now. Richie from Boston, the wheels are falling off. So there's that. At any rate, I digress. Wayne Barboza, Jemima Puddle Duck. That is just hilarious. Jenny Bean, 79. Gillips, 1959. Edward Miranda, Systematic Divide. I saw Harvey Dent in here earlier. Planet X News. Red Pilled in Suburbia. I Spy, NASA Lies is clearly in North Carolina. Paul Newhouse, Waking Up. Mike Decker. Michael Ramirez, The Earth for What It Is. Crazy World, indeed. Indeed. PBD's mom, Stevie B. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, yay, yay, yeah. Holly J said, I got my mug today. Let me show you this. Speaking of mug. This was ODD's doing. That is badass. Look up Solar Shield. We do not consent with the hashtag, and Harvard University is right on there. So they can take my channel down all they want. As far as I'm concerned, I have made my mark, and that's it. I see a lot of the people are over at Harvard, MIT, and they are just railing on them with the flat earth signs and all this stuff, which is cool, man. It's cool. It's better than doing nothing. I'll tell you what, the news isn't covering it out here. Nobody's talking about it very much, but it's happening. People are literally taking it from the internet and bringing it to the streets, because it is unbelievable how bad that they are spraying right now. As far as November 4th, I got to say that every single solitary year we get the same meme, but this one just seems different. I don't know. I'm not exactly positive. I don't know what they've got planned. You never know. But all I do know is that the false flags, the staged events, everything that we continue to see them doing is going to increase exponentially. These guys are making their move. 2017 it's going down. They literally came out this year and told everybody they were going to spray the sky to reflect the sun back into outer space to save humanity. How absolutely effed up is that? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, how effed up is that? But that's where we're at, and I still to this day have yet to hear one single quote-unquote normal person bring this up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Everybody's too busy doing their own thing, tweeting, Facebooking, so forth, so on, blah, blah, blah. And yes, I know I do it too, but I do it for a reason, because if you've got my phone number or you've got my email or you're on Facebook, you realize that I spend very, very little time responding, because when I'm not yammering into a microphone, into a black mirror to you guys, I'm outside. Because the clock is ticking, and that's all there is to it. The clock is ticking, and it's starting to tick so much that it's audible. I think people can actually hear it and feel it. And when you see articles like this, deadly airborne plague in Madagascar is now at crisis point in the worst outbreak in 50 years. I knew my phone would ring while I was doing this, because why wouldn't it, right? Unbelievable, man. It's like a magnet. It freaks me out at any rate. At any rate. All right. Deadly Madagascar airborne plague, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know what the main thing they're leaving out of this headline is? The people in Madagascar, or so they tell us, have this penchant with digging up dead people 20, 30, 40 years after they die and then hanging out with them. You know what that does? It doesn't make for a healthy society in any way, shape, or form. Dead people that have been in the ground for any length of time are not particularly healthy, sorry to say. You'd think that they would figure that out, seeing how they were dead before they started digging, but when you dig them up and they're still dead, don't mess with them, or plagues will spread. But this does concern me now that the WHO has stepped in, the World Health Organization. As soon as they make any of this stuff public, there's a reason for it. When I see deadly airborne plague, that worries me because I'm watching these guys spraying the sky, and it's easy enough. When, and what day will they decide one of those planes is going to be loaded with American-made anthrax like that was spread all over the place when people tried to stand up at 9/11 and they started getting mysterious envelopes full of anthrax that came from a military base in the United States that somehow got sent here by Al-Qaeda in another country that didn't even exist. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? It's ridiculous, but this is the meme. This is what they're saying. It ain't good. This one, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know why suddenly they're telling us they found a mysterious void in the Great Pyramid. If you can see this, if I'm screen sharing, I hope I am. I am. They're saying they found a void right here in the pyramid. Now, these guys have been doing this with the pyramids for the longest time. They know everything about it. They know what's underneath these things. They know what these things really are. There's a reason these things line up perfectly with the 3 stars in Orion's belt, the constellation above. As above, so below. These things, they know everything about them. What I can't figure out is why they're telling us about this void now. Is this where they're going to find the secrets of the universe? This is where they're going to find the next new Matea, the next new Antichrist, whatever? Is this going to solve all the problems? You know what I'm saying? There's a reason they do everything, and I just can't figure this particular one out right now. So perhaps maybe one of you guys can. I don't know. But I'm going to put it in the chat right quick. So there's that. This one right here is odd. Okay, but I can see this one coming down the pike. A sex robot was molested, destroyed at electronics show. According to this article by Greg Nichols for Robotics, put out yesterday, the creator of a sex doll says his doll was trashed by men at the electronics festival in Austria. It's a headline that probably elicits disgust or maybe a few chuckles, but the report is compelling because of the uncomfortable issue it surfaces. This is a class of technology that will soon be commonplace, and many aren't quite sure how to feel about it. Do you see this picture? These look like real women, right? These are sex robots. These people literally have zero issues with having relations with these things. I mean, it's amazing to me because on one hand, you have the creepy Prince William coming out saying the world is terribly overpopulated. It's the same broken record we've heard from every one of the king, queen, dukes, the elites, the royals, the scum of the earth. You know what I'm saying? We hear it all the time. And yet, apparently, there aren't enough people for other people to have sex with because they got to build robots that look like some blonde chick from a 1990s video. And now, these poor things are being raped. The incident happened at the Arts Electronica Festival in Linz, Austria. Sergey Santos, an engineer from Barcelona, was showing off a robotic doll he calls Samantha. The interactive doll is reportedly programmed to respond to romance. But instead of offering some engaging conversation and a bit of spark, the dude said that men at the festival treated her as, well, an object. The people mounted her breast, her legs, her arms. 2 fingers were broken. She was heavily soiled, he told. I mean, how? Man, I wish there weren't so many Christians. And I have to respect the fact that I have a lot of real Christians in the chat, because I can't say effed up for real. How crazy is this? How crazy is this? And the biggest thing is, why are they reporting it? Because anything that makes it into the news, anything that makes it into the publications, or makes it into the rotation is for a purpose. And I don't know why these 1, 2, 3 stuck out to me, but they do. November 7th, I don't know, man. I mean, November 4th, I don't know. I don't know. They do these drills all the time. If they're going to take down the power grid in the United States, it's a big job. It's a big, big job. So they're going to have to practice, which is exactly what it is. It's not a drill to save us from anybody, because we know for a fact that these people don't give one single solitary no. They don't care about us whatsoever at all. We're a cancer on this planet. They needed us for a very, very long time to create all the robotics, all the electronics, all the military, all the weaponry. They needed us to get to the point where we're at right now. And now they're trying to figure out what's the best way to flush the toilet with 7 billion people in it. That's a big toilet. That's a really big toilet. And people like me, you, and the others in the chat are clogging it up. How's that for a plumbing analogy off the top of my head? These people are ready at any given time, but you have to understand 300 million, 500 million, 2 billion, that's a lot of people. That's a lot, a lot, a lot. You know what I'm saying? The Jews killed, I don't even know how many millions of people in Nazi Germany, and blamed it on the Nazis just so we could be at the point where we are today, where you certainly can't say anything like I just finished saying, and I guarantee I get a copyright strike for that, because you can't talk about the Jews. But I digress. I don't agree with some people who think that the Jews are, oh, they just got a bad rap. Yeah, I ain't buying that one, man. I'm just not. So there's that. All right. I completely lost my thread. Oh, November 4th, it may or it may not. Worrying about it isn't going to change one single solitary thing. My grandmother told me before she passed away that worrying was like sitting in a rocking chair. It keeps you busy all day, but it doesn't get you anywhere. So don't do it. You see what I'm saying? Preparing, being aware, being informed to the best of your ability, that's great. You see what I'm saying? But worrying's not going to get you anywhere, and that's just all there is to it. You should wake up every single solitary day and think of yourself as, I am one of the awakened. Everybody around us, it's almost to the point where everybody is basically an enemy combatant as far as we're concerned. Because they're not going to listen to us. They can't see the sky with the giant tic-tac-toe board in front of it. They don't notice that the lilacs and butterflies and bees are coming out right now in November in the Northeast. That ain't normal. It's far from normal. And it's not climate change. Climate change, global warming is going to kill us all. You see what I'm saying? It's not what it is. These guys have been messing with the weather for a long, long, long time. And we're starting to see, oh my God, what's the word? We're starting to see the fruits of their labor. How's that? I literally have lilac bushes in my backyard with big, beautiful monarch butterflies on them that are blooming. Today's the 3rd of November, man. It doesn't work like that. It just does not work like that. And yet here we are. It's unbelievable to me that every single night the sky is completely hazy and gray. It amazes me that, like, for instance, this picture right here of the pyramids, they take this picture. Every single solitary picture has what would appear to be a never-ending plane in the background, and it's always a chemical sky. They're featuring it, they're showcasing it because people see it enough, they believe it. Tell a lie for long enough, make it a big one, keep on telling it, and soon it becomes the truth. Well, apparently, you, me, and everyone else in the chat, and a lot of other people are immune to this. for whatever reason. Maybe we didn't go to the doctor all the time. I don't go to the doctor for a checkup. I go to the doctor when the blood won't stop coming out. I'm completely unconscious and somebody else brought me there and I can't fix it myself. Other than that, I don't need a checkup, man. I'm getting older. Pretty soon I'll die. I'm getting older. My eyes don't work anymore. I get it. I get it. I don't need a doctor to tell me that. And I certainly don't need to be on a bunch of medication. So there's that. At any rate, I digress. Oh, Mimi Prey is in the chat. She is now a moderator again, as it was and as it always will be. Free OK, Alex09, Charm Nilpart, Helena Jordan, Paul Radford, Starfire Alternity, William S., The Meese Kang, The Truth Will Out 2012, Moral Compass, What Is Up? Ronald Johnson. That's not nice. It's funny, but it's not nice. Jess Trudeau. Johnny Hump. Bruce Banner. Harvey Dent's Return. Jill Colorado. Philip James. Will M. All right, guys, that was it. I just wanted to light this up, and I want to see what the repercussions are. So if you don't find me here, you don't find me on my main channel, you know the backup channel. It's Jailbreak Overland. Richie from Boston. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.